Okay, so we've talked about light, how light has energy because it's electromagnetic radiation. Um, what is a color? What does color mean? Well, color is determined by that frequency. Different frequencies of electromagnetic radiation, our eyes pick up and interpret that as a particular color. And so these red being the lower frequency that we tend to see, purple being the higher frequency that our eyes tend to see. If you're like me, I personally have a hard time seeing much difference here. I see almost no difference between indigo and violet. I see very little difference between blue and violet, but that's me. Some people really struggle with reds and greens. There's common color blindness is red-green color blindness. What that means is biologically in our eyes, we have different receptors that, and some people genetically don't have the information to code the proteins needed to build those receptors, and or at least all of the same receptors that everybody else does. So some of us see different wavelengths. We have different receptors in our eyes that detect these different wavelengths. Now, what is that? A few things there to mention. Again, we're talking about energy here. Right? We're talking about energy, how plants use this light energy and store it and use it to make glucose and other things. Different frequencies have different amounts of energy. The higher the frequency, the more energy is available. So if we get struck with X-rays on a regular basis, it's okay if we're just taking a picture to see if there's a broken bone. X-rays tend to be very short wavelengths, so it's a very high frequency, as opposed to the radio waves that are constantly passing through our bodies from radio and TV transmissions. Those are much lower frequency. There's much less energy available there. And so, but as we move up the color spectrum from red to purple, there's more and more energy available in those. And there's energy available in all of those, and plants take advantage of that. So what does it mean if we look at a plant's leaf and it's green? What does that mean? Here I'm going to pause and make sure you know. If you don't know, pause and go find out. What does it mean to be green? So if it's green, right, what does it mean to be green? Well, what that means, this is out of your text. I've added labels here. There's chlorophyll A, B, and there's beta carotene. These are some common pigments we find in plants that can be used for photosynthesis. And notice the color spectrum. This is what's being absorbed by these different pigments. So they're absorbing most of this, anywhere from purple to, at least it appears to me, the blues and the purples and some shades of green. They're absorbing a lot of these reds and oranges over here. But everything in between, they're reflecting. So a lot of plants have very green or light green and yellow to it. Very light green is what's being reflected. And that's what our eyes see. So our eyes don't see what the plant's absorbing. The plants are absorbing these colors, the less green colors, if you will, the non-green colors and the lesser green colors. And they're reflecting all of this stuff, the really bright green colors. That's why plants will have green appearance. Depending on the mixture and the concentration of chlorophyll or these different compounds will determine the shade of green, if you will, that those plants will appear to our eyes, because that's what's reflecting off those plant surfaces, the leaves and whatnot. And that's what our eyes are seeing. So photosynthesis is broken into two parts. There's one part that harvests the energy that we just talked about in light. And there's another part then that tries to do something useful with them. So we're going to talk about those in the next few videos. That's really close to 4.5 minutes. I'm going to stop there. Here's my alarm. And we'll pick up on the next video.